Hey guys, welcome to the DBC Film Room. I'm your host, Ripcliffe. As always, we're going to be breaking down the Seahawks game from Week 3, and we're just going to kind of go over some plays. I'm very positive in this film breakdown, not to say there isn't some bad plays that I don't talk about and go over, but for the most part, I stay pretty positive because this was a pretty positive game. And so I just kind of wanted to preface that. This team is moving in the right direction for sure. We saw the first 2 weeks we did some things really well, but we just didn't finish. We either started, with the Rams game, we started out too slow, dug ourselves too big a hole to come back in the end, and in the Saints game we just I wouldn't say we necessarily let our foot off the gas, but we just didn't make the plays at the end to close out the game. Just missed a few opportunities here and there that made a big difference in the game. So while there are some things that we want to go over that were not so good, and it wasn't a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. Overall, this team did what it needed to do to win the game, and we really want to highlight that when that happens. So I'm going to go over that. After get you after the intro, and we'll get into this. Guys, I wanted to start this film breakdown focusing on Kyle Pitts and his impact in this game, and kind of just going off of like what I've spoken about in previous videos, where things that they show in game to game affect the preceding games, and so what we're gonna see here is they run a little slip screen with Kyle Pitts here. So he's gonna engage in a block, and he sells it very well. And Dahlman and McGarry leak out on a pass set, and then he lets his defender go, kind of leaks out, and Mariota just hits him, and it becomes a big gain. But see, you can't sell the block from Pitts well unless you've shown on tape him blocking and not being in a route. It kind of lets the defense's guard down, and then you can exploit that later on. So I'm going to run this play and just watch. Like I said, he's going to engage, kind of leak out. Dahlman and McGarry come up, and it sets up a perfect screen for about we're on the 25 here. It's about a 15-yard gain or so, or more. I can't remember exactly, but it's a pretty big gain that happens here. So ball snaps, he's engaged. I mean, look at that. That's perfect form. I mean his footwork is a little shaky, but he makes it work. I mean, obviously he's just selling this. So. But see, look at them. They're looking here. But see, then you have McGarry and Dahlman leaking out here. So now you have numbers. You have 1, 2, and you got 1, 2, and they're gonna win this. I mean, it's lineman versus defensive backs. There's no, see all that space, everybody is cleared out. And now he's leaked out and gets the ball and makes it work. And it was actually it was about a 20-yard gain or so. But that's just one example of many that I'll show, where, I mean, Pitts gets up involved. It's all relative. Like, everyone's going to get their turn in this offense eventually. Now, does that result in massive stats? I don't know, but it results in a decent offense. So that's what I'm concerned about. So a lot of people have said that Kyle Pitts, they don't get him involved in the red zone, which is not true. But in this particular case, he was the target here, and he actually draws pass interference. And the way he does it is he sells a hard slant inside. It's kind of a sluggo, but in this it's more like a fade. He fakes a slant inside, cuts outside. This defender goes hard inside, and then whenever he cuts outside, he just has to grab him because there's nothing else to do. So but if you look, I mean, this play, all this stuff is just window dressing. Kyle Pitts is the target on this play, and like I said, it gets pass interference, which on the goal line that gets you to the I think they place it at the 1 or the 2. I can't remember if it's I think it might be the 2-yard line in the NFL, so it doesn't really do much on the way of yardage, but I mean, it's still a big play. And I mean, it would have been wide open had the defender not reached out and grabbed him. I mean, you see that, I mean, he just kind of molests him there. But like I said, they're trying to get Pitts involved. I mean, that's pretty clear. You'll just see. I mean, he makes it pretty desperate. I mean, you have some crossing routes that could have got open, but the main person in that route was Pitts. So I actually really love this play because it shows what I've been saying, that the success of Drake London will open up plays for Pitts in the future. And it's a similar play that we saw in the New Orleans game that Pitts did to open up. I think it was London, if I'm not mistaken, on a play. So basically, what happens here is they put London and Pitts on the same side of the field, which they've been doing a lot, and it's been working to high success rate. London's been getting a majority of the stats, but they both have to be, they're a good tandem together. And in this particular play, as I showed in the Saints game, Drake doesn't really even run a route. He just draws attention from two defenders here, and Pitts is just going to kind of run a little crosser over here, and because Drake basically makes these guys stop their feet, they are taken out of the play, and Pitts just kind of finds a space in between. And I mean, as much as I've criticized Mariota, he makes a tremendous throw here, because he has to make it on target for it to work. But I'm just going to run this play here, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. So he just kind of does like a bluff route, but look at these guys. Their eyes, they're like, they don't know what to do, because they're like, Pitts and London could kill us here. So their feet are stopped, I mean, in their tracks. And if you stop your feet with either one of these guys, you've already lost. And then this corner here, he's got outside leverage, so if he goes inside, I mean, he's already leveraged against this guy. So all Mariota does is kind of hold the safety a little bit over here, just kind of give him a little bit of a glance to make sure that he can't make a play on it, and then he just waits for and he's again, like I said, I've criticized Mariota a lot. This is perfect timing. he knows that he's going to clear this linebacker here, so he's already loading up to throw. That's what you want, and he just puts it on right on target. I mean, that's a beautiful throw and catch, and get the first down. So I mean, like I said, that maybe we can even see Drake. Drake's not even running a route here really. He's just kind of bluffing, and you can't really see it there. But yeah, like you saw their feet freeze. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, these plays play off each other. They show things on film, and then they play off those things, and it gets, Pitts will get his targets. So it'll happen. Speaking of Mariota, I'm going to show a few plays from him. Some good, some bad. I'm trying to stay positive because overall this game, I really like a lot of things that happen in this game. But this is a negative for Mariota. Like I said, it's not. He, for the most part, he played pretty well. But I do want to show these things because we need to work on these. He basically has two options here. Either one would have been good, and it's on the third down, and they could have potentially picked up the first if he did either one of these. So first of all, you're gonna have Pitts leak out here in the flats. I think these receivers are kind of running some over routes. I didn't run the play forward enough to know that. I was looking over here on this field. I'll show you what I was looking at here. But really, the two options here are Pitts or London. Pitts runs out in a little flat route. He's got some guys in front that could, block for him and just kind of run up and try to get the first down. On this side, London does a great sell with an out route that he does, and he's open. The issue is, okay, so if you're going to get it out to Pitts, you got to get it out quick, right? Because you need, there's going to be spacing that opens up on the initial. If you're going to get it to Pitts, you need to get it out quick so he can get up the field and run in space. If you're going to throw it to London, you look this way, sell it to, kind of move the defense that way. Then you turn to London, and before he makes his break, you need to be throwing the ball. Because he's going to have separation, but if you don't get the ball out quick, then the gap the space that is created off the route closes up, and that's what happens. And then Mariota scrambles, tries to force it to Drake. Drake steps out of bounds. He catches it, but it's a penalty because he steps out of bounds, and then you're settling for a field goal. So we're gonna focus first. I'm gonna just focus on this side of the field first, and then we'll play it back and we'll focus on this side of the field. So as you see, when it runs through, Pitts has got space here, right? I mean, you can see it right here. He's got space. He's coming into this area. You've got blockers out in front. Pitts could potentially get you the first down right there. Look at that. He's wide open, right? All right, so you see here, Mariota's kind of looking this way, but I don't really know. I don't know if he's trying to hold the safety. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know if he's looking for these guys coming on the over, but the route is right here. Just take what the defense gives you, If you want to look off and then come back here, that's fine. It doesn't look like it's going to be open initially because the corner has outside leverage here, but London just runs a really good route and gets open. But you'll see that Mariota's not even looking that way when the break happens. The space is here. If the ball's out right here, it's a completion. There's no way this defender can play this. But Mariota's looking, I guess he's looking here. I guess he's trying to get this open, but there's too many defenders here. This is not where the ball needs to go. And now you've done away with this. This is going to be done in just a moment. I mean, you're really late on the throw at this point, and then you get the scramble drill. So it's just, I mean, yeah, like I said, I hate harping on him, and I am a proponent that Ritter is not ready yet, and for his sake, we don't need to put him in. This is indicative of bad habits that Mariota has developed over his career that he's just never been able to shake. And I don't want that to happen to Ritter. I don't want him to be thrown in too early, develop bad habits, and then we've got a lesser prospect, a bit lesser player, because we rushed him. I trust this coaching staff to know what they're seeing in practice, know what they're seeing in his preparation week to week, to know when he'll be ready for game time snaps. Because right now he just needs to focus on absorbing the playbook, absorbing the meetings, being on the sideline. I mean, the backup quarterback, a lot of people don't know this, but he's basically like a second coach on game day. He's going through the game plan with the coordinator. He's seeing these views. I mean, they have Skycam views of the previous plays, and they go over that to see, kind of what the defense is doing, to make adjustments and things like that. So he is getting a master class in the preparation side of football right now, and he needs to focus on that, because once he gets that down, then you can throw him into game action and let him develop that side of it, where he's making the calls through there. And maybe that happens this year. I would hope that Mariota could make some subtle improvements, make it through the season, and then next year we could transition Mariota to the backup role with Ritter as the starter. That's my ideal scenario, but I trust the coaches and what they're doing there. But this just goes to show you, I mean, Mariota, I showed you on the previous play, he can make throws, he can make reads, he can be on point, but it's just these things that he does that holds him back from being that upper echelon of quarterbacks in the league. It makes him just kind of average and pedestrian for the most part. Alright, I just showed a bad play by Mariota. I want to show a very good play that, he basically just makes himself. Really, on this route, they're just going to have two people in routes. I don't know. I think that might be Ferkser. I don't know right off the top of my head. It might be Hesse. I'm not sure which tight end that is. But they have basically two routes on this play that are run. One's they're both really just kind of streaks down the field. There's not much here. There is a play action fake, which Mariota does a great sell on. But really, the ball placement where he places this ball for London to make this catch is just, it's a very good play by him. I can't really say much more than that. Like I said, look, there's two routes. Everybody else is in protection right now. You've got a lot of defenders, but see, he sees, and he's kind of pressured here. Not good form, but he just puts the ball where it needs to be. That's, as much as I complain about Mariota, I know that he has tools, because I see plays like this, and I'm like, if he could just do that, more consistently, we'd have a good situation on our hands. Not to say that we have necessarily a bad situation. I think for what this offense is, Mariota is what we need right now. I wish he would play better, but he's not horrible, at least. At times he can be. He's kind of a night and day kind of player. So, but yeah, I just wanted to highlight that, because that was a good play by Mariota. And like I said, I'm not here to just bash Mariota all the time. He does make good plays sometimes. So, all right, this is a really good route combo, and it's a good throw by Mariota. What you're gonna have here is is this, which one is OZ? This is OZ, I think. So what you're gonna have is I don't know if this is Edwards or who. Like I said, I'm sorry, I can't see their numbers, so I don't know who it is all the time. But basically, you're gonna have this receiver come up, run a kind of a comeback. But his goal is to just hold these defenders. They're kind of high-lowing them. I mean, if the defender does go with what OZ is running is just a kind of a corner route here. And what you're doing is just kind of high-lowing them. If they go with OZ, then you hit the comeback. And if they go with the comeback, you hit the corner, which is what they do great. It's a great throw by Mariota. The only critique that I will have is that I wish that Mariota would have looked off the safety in this case. It doesn't really affect the play in the grand scheme of things. But if he did look off of him, there's a potential whenever he gets the ball out to OZ that OZ doesn't have to run out of bounds. He could actually gain more yards. But that's just a subtle critique. Like I said, I'm not trying to bash him. It's a great play. You'll see this. So you see the comeback. These guys are basically frozen, and you got actually options on this play. So you got an option here if you want to. Out here, you got space. You got space here. I mean, they have pretty much torched this defense. They have plenty of options now. Mariota's eyeballing OZ the whole way. That's where this ball's going. That's why I kind of wish he would have looked off the safety just a little bit. Like look towards the you don't really even have to look at a particular player or anything. Just kind of move the safety's following his eyes. So if he looks this way, the safety's going to take a few steps this way. Then when this break happens, OZ has more space. He said that's just a subtle critique, but I mean, look at this route. I mean, they just destroyed this defense. There's holes. It's like Swiss cheese out there, and then he just kind of puts him on it. And see, now the safety's there to make the play, whereas if he had got him to take a few steps inside, OZ's got enough speed. I mean, he could have house called this, It's still a good play. Like I said, I just want to see where we can make improvements on everything. So don't take that the wrong way. I mean, it's a great play by Mariota. It's also risky to stare down a route like that for some safeties because they'll play off of that and you'll get a pick. But other than that, that was a great play by Mariota. And by this, I mean, that was just great route combinations. All right, and so to kind of segue the previous play I just showed to this is basically the same concept, a very similar concept, and the play is there, and Mariota's just staring down Pitts and misses it, and it's just something that kind of frustrates me because Mariota, you made a great play. You made this read earlier. It is there again, and you miss it. It's just frustrating sometimes. So, this is going to be the comeback corner. I mean, this is more of a shallow comeback, but you still get the same action. And I don't know if this is Darby or Edwards. It's one of the two. He's running a corner, and he is open, but Mariota just is simply not looking at his way. I mean, he's looking where Pitts is, and Pitts is just running kind of a streak. And I mean, yeah, Pitts versus Darby or Edwards, obviously we're taking Pitts a lot, but this play's wide open. Look, wide open. Put the ball here, and the safety's going towards Pitts, which is because you're throwing it that way. But it's at least, if you're throwing it this way, the safety might be coming this way. But I mean, that is a huge gain. Why are you throwing it there? Why is the ball going here? And you oversell it to not even give Pitts really a chance. But why and you could even throw this right here quickly. And I mean, the first down marker's there. So, I don't know what, they don't show me what down. I wish that the all 22 would do what it used to do and show you the down and distance and the time and everything before the play, so you kind of have an idea, but they cut that out for some reason. But this is probably like a 1st and 10 play. And I mean, like I said, it's just subtle things like this, man. Like I said, I'm trying to stay positive, because this was a very positive game, and Mariota did make throws and plays, as I've shown. But I just wish he would do a little better, you know. Alright, so let's turn our focus and attention to the defense, and I really wanted to start by kind of highlighting Grant, because Richie Grant had a tremendous game in this game, and not all of it really showed up on the stat sheet. A lot of it did, but just the instincts that this guy showed, and I saw it in college as well. I was so excited when we picked him in the 2nd round 2 years ago, or a year ago. And I mean, he redshirted last year, and I mean, he has really came on this year so far. And I'm just going to show you this play here, because his instincts just take him to, I mean, this is actually a great route combo that the Seahawks play here. So we're in kind of like a cover 2, and we're playing Terrell off, and it's kind of a match concept. So the boundary corners are just going to take it upfield if they if a receiver's going. So Metcalf is just running kind of a clear out route to draw up. Hopefully he's hoping to draw the safety and the corner up. And what this receiver here, I don't know which receiver it is here. It might be Lockett or whatever. I don't know. But he just kind of runs up, and he's acting like he's doing a little crossover, but he breaks it outside, and he actually has a lot of space. But Richie Grant recognizes it as Geno is throwing the ball, and he just comes downhill and makes the stop on the play. It's very, I mean, look at this. Basically, it's working to perfection. He was faking inside. He's got, look at all this space here, right? And you think, oh, the safety is down here, is up here. He can't make a play on this. I get the ball out here. There's no way the safety's going to make this play. Geno's already loading up. Richie's watching his eyes. He sees it. He throws on the brakes. He comes downhill. The ball's out. Boom. Makes a hit. I mean, that... Guys, like, that is elite safety play right there. That is... I mean, he's out of position. But he's keeping his... Look at his eyes are on Geno, right? And he sees this. And so he slams on the brakes, comes downhill, and just lays a hit, man. And jars that ball free. I mean, just wow. I mean, and no interference, no. He doesn't hit him to get a targeting. And I mean, I like Keanu O'Neal, but these are plays that Keanu O'Neal just couldn't make. Keanu O'Neal could come downhill and probably hit that receiver in the back, but it doesn't necessarily jar the ball loose all the time. Could draw a penalty. Richie just made a play. And, like, that's what elite safeties do right there. They recognize holes, and they go and fill them, and they make plays. He forced that play, and he's going to force a lot more. I mean, his instincts are just off the charts, man. Just a great play. And I'm going to show some others from him. again, guys, I mean, we're not going to focus on the coverage or the routes run. Just watch Richie Grant here. Just look at his instincts. First, he comes down, he sees Lockett coming open. He's like, I'm going to make sure I'm there. And then it's thrown out to the tight end here, and Richie just sees it and goes. He just sees it and goes and makes the play. I mean, this is just like, I don't know what else to say. Like, right now, he's in position. He knows if Geno throws it here, he's coming downhill, and he's got the speed to make up and make the hit. And then he sees the leak out. Look at all this space. If you don't have the safety aware, Lockett could get up on him, block him, and then, Metcalf's on Terrell, and you got all this space. It's a foot race with your linebackers and safeties to try to get this guy down. But not with Richie. Richie sees it, and he goes, and he just makes the play, man. Like, good form tackle, wraps up, didn't shoulder. Like, wow. This is great safety play. I mean, let's watch it again, guys. I'm just gonna watch it in silence. God damn. Just great play. Just a great play. I mean, wow. And guys, I'm gonna have a player spotlight series coming out, and Richie Grant will be part of that. But I mean, this film session alone could be a player spotlight for him. So I mean, I'm gonna show you all that he does here. I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna go into scheme. I'm not gonna go into all that. I do that all the time. There's plenty of plays that I will do that moving forward and everything. Right now, I just want to highlight Richie Grant right here. He's going to just cover this post route to perfection and almost get an interception. He drops it, but he's playing. Look at his eyes on Geno. He sees where he's going. But see, the thing is, you can't manipulate Richie because he has such a good hip fluidity, and he can just close on balls quickly. So he sees the space. He knows where Geno's going. He's already starting to play here, and he undercuts this route here, and that's a pick. I mean, he drops it, but he would have forced that. I mean, what can you say, man? What more can you say? This dude is just, look how fluid that is, and just the recognition on that play. I mean, like I said, he didn't finish it with the pick, which is what you'd like, but you like the instincts, you like everything, and he's just a full package safety, man. I hate to say I was right, but I was right. Like, this was my favorite pick of the 2021 draft. I love Pitts. Don't get me wrong. I was ecstatic when we picked him, but I wasn't surprised by that pick, right? Richie Grant, I was surprised that we took him. I mean, we took him over, was it Morig that everyone was high on? Ended up going to the Raiders. I hadn't heard much from him. Richie Grant was my safety one. A lot of people like Javon Holland. He had already gone. But I think Richie Grant is substantially better than Javon Holland. And that's not like a knock on Javon Holland or anything necessarily. I wasn't huge on him coming out of the draft, but he has played pretty well for Miami. But Richie Grant he's one of those safeties, man. Like, I'm not saying he's like Sean Taylor or anything like that. He's not on that level. But he's just one of those very smart safeties that is just going to make life very hard for quarterbacks for the next few years. He's something else. And I promise I want to focus on some other people on defense and in other plays. But Richie deserved to be highlighted in this film breakdown, so I'm gonna do it. And this sealed the game for us. And he just does a really great job of staying deeper than the deepest. This is just a kind of a last ditch effort from the Seahawks after Grady Jarrett makes a great sack that we'll talk about later. But Grant he does it exactly what he needs to do, and he's in position and he makes the play to seal the game. I mean, he's backpedaling, he's staying deep, he sees where the ball's going, he comes in, makes the play. I mean, man, I know I'm gushing, but he deserves it. And I'm gonna cut that there. Alright guys, I'm gonna kind of highlight our run game and our O-line play on the next few plays here. And I just really want to take a moment to address this. Like, our O-line is playing great, but really it is scheme and coaching, and you can tell this because it doesn't matter who's blocking, who's coming in on the play, they're doing their job soundly. And that's just a tribute to the coaching on this team, because right now Felipe Franks is the guy that kind of springs all this. So this is a cutback play, the big run that Patterson had, and it's a great play by Patterson. And the blocking, it's not so much hat on a hat kind of thing. It's getting the defense to flow a certain type of way. When you're doing a cutback like this, you really want to sell that the run is going the opposite way that it ends up going. And Felipe, the reason I say he springs this is because he seals off the linebacker. He's the seal off guy, and he does a perfect job. Just putting a good block in to spring Patterson. See, look, all the flow here. The linebackers are flowing. Mariota's doing a good job selling it. Patterson's selling it all the way that it's going, and then he slams on the brakes. And then you got Felipe here. See, this guy, Patterson just got to make this guy miss, and we know that Patterson's going to make this guy miss. But, this linebacker could make the play if you miss the block. If you whiff on the block, he could blow this up. But Felipe just makes a good block on him. You got Pitts getting up there, sealing off his guy. You got, I don't know which receiver is out here, but he's making a great block too. It might be OZ, I'm not sure. No, it's Avery, I think, is out there. But, just everybody is doing their job, and that is just indicative of great coaching right there. When you've got all your guys, your skilled position players, Felipe was a quarterback converted to tight end, and he's making blocks like that out there. That's coaching, guys. And it's not taking anything away from the players, because the players are receiving the coaching and taking it. But man, we haven't seen that from a Falcons team and ever, really. Even 2016, I think our all O-line was ranked pretty high in a lot of rankings, but they also gave up a lot of pressures, a lot of sacks, a lot of QB hits. This is the best blocking team that we've ever had, that I've seen. I can't really speak for the 90s and the 80s Falcons. I wasn't around to see those or anything, but from what I've seen, this is the best offensive line, best blocking unit that I've ever seen the Falcons have. So that's high praise. Alright guys, again, this is the Patterson touchdown play from earlier in the game, but the blocking in this just makes it all work. The keys to this blocking, everybody does their job well, but really what we see a combo between Dahlman and Lindstrom on 90 here, and Dahlman's going to reach up to the linebacker, which the linebacker doesn't play this very well, but that's not the point. Dahlman gets his job done here. McGarry just takes 40 and just throws him out of the play and opens up a nice little seam for Patterson to run through, and he just gets to the next level, and then Patterson just does what he does from there. But see this combo here, and then you get up to the linebacker, and then McGarry just pushes his guy out of the way. You got London out there, just he doesn't have to throw a major block, just he gets out there. I mean, McGarry just seals this off, and I mean you just there's nobody gonna touch Patterson. Now, like I said, the linebacker, I'll play this to show you. The linebacker, he kind of goes dumb because he could have came down and potentially at least challenged Patterson, but he sees Dahlman and wants to get scrappy with him. I don't know what the linebacker's seeing there, but I guess Patterson might have faked it with his eyes, but I really don't know. But that's not the point. Great blocking overall, and then Patterson just does the rest. I mean, I just love what I'm seeing from our offensive line. And let's just take some time to highlight my man McGarry out here. He just gets up on this screen pass. This is just a simple screen pass. Every team runs this. But McGarry just blocks the hell out of this play. I mean, look at this. He just gets up. He just comes out. He's like, hey, man, just follow me. And he's just pushing. He just takes two guys out. Lindstrom makes a good block as well. They just combo. I mean, number 53's got no shot. Like, they just bully him, dude. Like, what? he's like, I got it, guys. I got it. I don't got it. Like I said, I just wanted to highlight that real quick because, wow. That's insane. Alright, so I really wanted to highlight our run defense, but also Lorenzo Carter on this play. He does a great job of keeping contained on the play. He just kind of, what you gotta think here is he has to contend with Metcalf being this close to the line. A lot of times this is an indicator of like a toss crack kind of thing, get Penny out on the edge, so he's gotta be aware of that, while also kind of keeping contained here. He kind of goes out to make Penny have to go up into the hole where the defense is flowing, and then he comes off and still gets in on the tackle as well. So very good play by him overall. I mean, it was a good play by the entire defense really, but Carter, he he makes sure he's out here so Penny can't break this off, which if he wasn't, they have blockers here, have numbers. He could get to the outside and make you pay. So he's coming back in. You got guys like Walker's taking on his blocker here. Rashawn Evans is flowing to the play here. You got Jarrett and Anderson here doing their thing. Advocate's keeping the cutback sealed off. So everybody's doing their play well, but Lorenzo Carter is the key man here. And he just fights off and gets in on the tackle there. So I'm not going to show every run defense play that we made, but for the most part, other than a few runs that we gave up early in the game, our run defense was very good for this game. And this was just indicative of that. So I'm not going to spend my time going through every play, but just take my word for it. They were, or just go watch it yourself, you go watch the game back. They were very good on that. Alright, I'm going to get back to the defense after this play, but I really wanted to throw this in here. A lot of people were blaming Mariota for this option fumble, but it's really on Algier, and I just wanted to quickly explain why. So whenever you are a running back in the option play. What you want to do is you're coming in with your hands on your stomach. You're wanting to kind of cradle the ball, but you want to close in slowly. You'll see as I run forward, he's kind of doing it, but you don't want to close on the ball too early for your quarterback, because if he decides to pull it, if you're clamping down on that ball, then the ball is going to come free. You kind of want to keep it open and just kind of let it lay into your chest. You'll see here, you see how he's kind of got his hands down here and up here. What you want to do is just kind of slowly close on the ball, and it gets to a certain point. Sometimes it's on the quarterback as they hold the ball too long, and by that time the running back is closed in on it, and it's on the quarterback when he tries to pull. But on this one, Algier closes way too early. You can see Mariota makes the right read, because the read guy is right here. If he goes with the running back, Mariota wants to keep it and go to the outside. If he kind of stays home right here, Mariota will hand it off and go there. But Algier just gets overzealous, and he kind of clamps down too early. Right there, you see he's clamping, and then whenever Mariota pulls it, that's when the fumble happens. So I just wanted to throw that there, because a lot of people might say that I bash Mariota and everything. I think I'm trying to be fair, but that was not on him. That was on Algier. So any narrative saying otherwise is wrong. All right, let's get back to good plays. I wanted to go back to Carter, because he had some really good plays in this game, and this one is probably the best. This was right after the fumble recovery, so this is a very quick turnaround. They're looking to take the lead, and just the play that he makes here is just a great way to start off a drive to get a stop. There's not much to it here. He just bullies 67 back to the quarterback. I think we have just a 4-man rush here. Play it forward and see. Yeah. Or no, we've got Evans is in there, so it's more like a 5-man, but he's not he might hold this guard, or he does hold the back here, but the main thing is Carter is just bullying his dude to the quarterback. So there's not much to it there. There's not much to break down other than he just gets his hands in the chest and drives those legs and just gets there. It's just an effort play. He comes off the ball well, gets his hands. You want those hands inside. Hands inside always win, man. I don't really know why because there's a lot of offensive line coaches that teach the linemen to kind of fan out their hands and get up on the shoulder pads. I don't understand that personally, because I feel like that's just asking for holding calls. I want my linemen to keep their elbows in and kind of shoot their hands into the chest area to keep this from happening, because basically whoever gets inside on the chest has got think about if you're moving a refrigerator, right? You don't want to get your hands wrapped on the outside of the refrigerator and try to push. You're not going to get much movement. What you want is to get your hands inside and kind of push from the center of the object. Same thing when you're talking about O-line play and D-line play. So I don't really know why. You can tell that a lot of, you see it on this side, they're taught to put their hands on the outside shoulder pads of the D lineman. I've never understood that, because you see a lot of this that happens. So if I was coaching an offensive line, I wouldn't coach it like that, but you'll see that a lot. It's actually, for some reason, it's a form, but most of the time I haven't seen a good offensive line that coaches it like that. I'll just say that. And I'm going to close out this film session just by highlighting the man, the myth, the legend they call Grady Jarrett. Now, he had a lot of great plays in this game. A lot of things that didn't show up on the stat sheet, but this one does. It's a sack. It's a major sack. I would highlight him more, but, I mean, there's not much more I can say about him. I mean, we just know. A lot of people say he's not getting involved and things like that, but he does a lot of things. He eats up space. Eats up blockers throughout the game. Like I said, you can go back and watch the game for yourself and just watch him. He gives it his all pretty much every play. And he makes a difference about every play. But these plays, it's not just that he got a sack. It's when he got a sack. This was the play that they had just had a holding call on a screen pass. It's late in the game. I can't remember. I don't know if they had timeouts left or not. I don't think they did. And this is what set up the Richie Grant interception, because it made them very desperate. And I mean, he just gets off the ball here and just beats his guy. I mean, he's at a 3 tech here, just playing on this guard, and I think he actually gets on the center. Yeah, the center is there to cover him. He just kind of olays him, side swipes, pushes him on through. I mean, he's beating that leverage, and then the center actually does a pretty decent job recovering and getting back on him. But Grady is just relentless, dude. He's just strong and powerful, and he doesn't matter. You can do everything right and still be wrong with him. So that was a great play. I really don't know what more to say. Grady Jarrett's just awesome. Alright guys, like I said in the intro, I was wanting to be very positive in this game because they deserve that. This team does. They were just... I can see where this team's going now. I think that, like I said, I think that it's still up in the air how many wins this team will have this year. But I could see us pushing even for a division crown in this division. I don't think that Tampa is what they've been in the past. I think that later on in the year, we're a better team than the Saints. They're going to play us tough when we play them again. But I think we could win that game. I think we're better than the Panthers. Like I said, I don't know how many wins we're going to have. But this team is going to compete throughout the year. It's just on down. It's not just like a few players making great plays. A lot of people are complaining that Pitts isn't getting the ball much, which I've shown that he's made impacts without the ball in his hands, and he will get his targets eventually. But as far as the team top down, I mean, people are coming off the bench. You got Felipe Franks. I showed he made a play in this game. You see guys like Troy Anderson, the rookie. He's coming into his own. He'll be better. In the weeks to follow. You got guys like Abdullah Anderson, who's making plays. Just anybody that gets in the game tends to make plays. And I don't know if you guys noticed in this game, but didn't see a lot of Eric Harris. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I think Eric Harris is best suited as a mentor role in the film rooms, but hey, that in practice maybe for Richie Grant and Hawkins, who are making tremendous strides this year. Not to say that he can never be in the game, but whatever. I bashed Eric Harris enough. I'll lay off of him, but yeah, like. Overall, I just really like, and great play by Michael Walker there. But I just like where this team is at this point, and where they're going. And so I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I really want you guys to comment. And if you like this enough, share this out to your friends. Like I said, I'm not really doing this for subscribers or views or anything. This is probably going to get 20 something views or something, but I really just want to improve the discourse and the narrative of football in general, but particularly this team, because the coaches have got a lot of criticism, and I really don't see why. This is the best coached Atlanta Falcons team I've ever seen with my own two eyes. Now, I wasn't, the 98 team, I didn't see that team. I was 4 years old. 4 years old. But I don't remember that. But this team here, they are just very well coached, and that's why I said when the Saints game happened, and everybody's like, oh, this is just the same old Falcons. It's not. That game was different than the other blown leads we've had. I know it felt the same at the time. It was heartbreaking, especially when it came against the Saints. But I hope that the last few weeks have shown, last couple of weeks have shown this team's different. I mean, they got down in the Rams game, and yeah, they didn't close it. They didn't close it out. But the Dan Quinn coach team would have been blown out. And I hate to bring Dan Quinn up a bunch because it's not really relevant at this point, but it's just a good comparison. This team is very well coached, and that's really all I gotta say right now. Just anytime that this coaching staff is criticized, just know what you're seeing here, what I'm showing you. Because like I said, these are the same players really Dan Quinn had in a lot of aspects. There's a lot of players, like especially on the offensive line, which we're seeing play well. I mean, you really just got Dahlman and which Gossett played this game, but you had Wilkinson. But the main three, McGarry, Matthews, and Lindstrom, they're all Quinn guys. Or well, Matthews ain't a Quinn guy. He's a Smith guy, but he played a majority of his career with Quinn. And they're all just, I mean, they're bringing, like I said, they're bringing guys off the bench. Gossett played at left guard this game, and he blocked well. And it's just coaching. That's what it is. It's what it is. It makes all the difference. But anyways, that was the closing thoughts. Like I said, if you like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment. I will respond to any comment that is made, and any discourse that you want to have, and just if you like it, share it out, get other people to view it. I would greatly appreciate that. But yeah, this has been DBC Film Room. I'm out. Peace.